My name is Pat Simone, and I'm from Fresno, California, in the San Joaquin Valley. We are the heart of the agricultural center of the United States. I'll be introducing Muhammad from Dubai. Muhammad is a highly educated person that deals with agriculture, and we will be discussing all aspects of costs, locusts, and everything else. Well, what time is it there? Around 9 o'clock?
It's 10 o'clock.
10 o'clock? Okay. Hey,
yes.
Why don't you introduce yourself? Can you spell your name for us and introduce yourself and give us your name?
Yes, I'm Muhammad Imran, Muhammad, the complete name is Muhammad Imran, right? So, Pat, I did the MPhil in horticulture, in agriculture horticulture. My MPhil is MSc honors, is 18 years of education, and my MBA in supply chain management of the fruits and vegetables. Right? Yes. Apart from that, I'm the certified lead auditor for the Global Gap, ISO 9000, ISO 14000, ISO 18000, ISO 22000, Food Safety Management System, BRC, kosher, HACCP. So these are the different certifications. So I'm the lead auditor also on the other side. Apart from this.
Now, were you educated in Dubai?
Oh, no. My education is not from in Dubai. My education is basically I belongs to Pakistan. So in Pakistan, and this is the leading university is in agriculture. It's called the University of Agriculture, and it's among the 100 best universities in the world. So I studied there.
Wow.
I did my MPhil from there, and I did my MBA from there, one other institute, the Business Management Center, associated with that agriculture university.
So now, how many years have you been in agriculture?
It's almost around 15 years.
15 years.
Yes, it's 15 years. And so associated with the different organizations, like I work with the different multinational groups. I work for the Metro Cash and Carry. I work for the ProFresh. I work for the SIA International Agriculture. I work for the Triple F, the Fuji Facial Phase, the Families Farm Foods. So these are the different names, the working in the different countries. So I work for them in the agriculture sector, specifically for the fruits and vegetable sector. In some companies, also some grains crops and the cash crops, but the mostly is from the horticulture sector.
Yeah, the agriculture sector. Now, there's a big port near Dubai. And I guess most of the farming and everything is done at the port on the edge of Dubai. Is that correct?
So, Pat, in Dubai, in entire the Gulf states, the major problem is there, the lack of water, the scarcity of water.
Yes.
So that's the problem. So apart from the last 5 years, before 2015, the agriculture is just the total the percentage of their business is around less than 10%. From 2015 to 2020, they focused on, they changed the mindset. They are now approaching the hydroponics. They are working on the drip irrigation, the sprinkler systems. They are basically, they are moving the agriculture from, they are now reducing the dates. They are increasing the vegetable production. Right in 2021, Pat, Dubai and UAE and the Gulf states, they are importing the 80% the product from the different countries to feed the people.
Yeah, that's what I said.
80%.
Yeah,
so
80,
that's
80,
the major
20.
problem. So in all Dubai and UAE, they are now working on the hydroponic systems. Specifically, they are now designing the large agricultural farms on the hydroponics. They are working on the polytech and the polytunnels, the plastic tunnels. They are working on the greenhouses. And there are a few groups from Japanese companies. They are working in from there the LED, the lights and the ultraviolet for the cultivation.
So you have
these pets, and they are all these all groups. They are major companies. They are working on the vegetables and the in-house production, right? So there are one other chapter is they are also on working now on the road grass, the alfalfa, the bay, the hay for their the livestock purpose. There the major shares before this development, they can get the product from there the further the livestock. They can import the product from Pakistan and from the Africa region. Now they are just focusing on, they are developing the thousands of acres and they are developing the root grass for their the livestock purpose.
Now you have a lot of dates, of course. You do a lot of dates and everything. Do you do mostly canning for preserving the?
No, that's so. My MPhil is on PAT is on the post harvest handling of the fruits and vegetable. I'm the expert on the CS storage, the controlled atmospheric storages, the modified atmospheric storages and packages. There are no. This world is the modern agriculture is just not the producing. It's also the preserving. Around PAT in Dubai, in total UAE, there the total loss of the fruits and vegetable is about, the reported figure is about 48%.
Wow.
There the post-harvest losses is about the 48%. If they are the producing the 100 kg, there the market and there the consumable is product is just the 52 kgs. The elsewhere is the 48 pounds is the wasting. So now at every company who is working in the Gulf states and the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, they are also now on the working on the preserving, the canning, the frozen, the IQF, they are the fruits and vegetables.
You
so
also
the individual keep freezing, yes.
You
That's
also
it.
You
this
also
is
do,
the only way.
You also do citrus, mangoes?
Not the citrus. They are on the citrus. They are the mangoes, the strawberry, the lychees, the guava, the apples. They are just making the IQF, right? And the vegetables like the cauliflower, the peas, the broccoli, the French beans, the asparagus, the parsley. They are the different chapters.
Yes.
So, and then because PAT is not the R&D here, right? They have to get the profit. Every company, the first proportion is just to get the profit. To get the profit, they are just working on which are the main cash crops where they can get the profit. So that's the reason they're just focusing. They are specifically like the IQF industry working in the entire world. The same is the process and the same is the procedure they are adopted in the UAE.
That's
right?
Interesting.
Yes.
That's really interesting.
So, and these are the straight lines, Pat, and the right lines, in fact. Because in this time, you are not doing the experiment, and not one, and none a single company doing the experiment in the Gulf states and the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, and obviously the associated country from this side is because they are the developing sides, the developing countries. They are just focusing on to reduce the losses. So no, they are not as far as like the Americans, the Europeans. They are not fast and not the progressive on their side, because on your side you have the very well versed technologies, you have the information, you have the technology, and you have on a upper tier from the R&D side. But from the local side is just we are just reducing the losses. We are just using the footprints, footprints from the European scientists and the Americans and so on. So obviously the Australia as well. So the specific lines, the specific crops, and the specific profit.
Yes.
They are just this is the approach right now.
Of course, I'm from the San Joaquin Valley, Fresno, California, and we're experiencing a drought. And I think that our annual rainfall this year was 7 inches.
Oh, yes.
To you, that's nothing because you're looking at what, 2 inches, 2.5 inches?
Yes, this is about this one.
Now, what you're doing is you're doing vertical farming now,
Yes,
correct?
yes, absolutely. No, there's the Japanese and no the different companies from the Germany and Australia. They are working in this is the no the vertical farming and the vertical residence. These are
Yeah.
the two concepts right now. The vertical residence is also there. The apartments is grown from the 100 the floors, and then the cultivation
Yeah,
is from the same side.
I was looking at 10 and 20,000 square foot buildings that they were doing vertical in and everything, which was really interesting because I've never seen it before.
So, Pat, can you tell me what you are looking for in you just start the working in the UAE? You want to start the working in UAE? You want to launch a company? And what's about you? What you are in the planning or in the execution?
What I'm doing is I'm trying to shine some light on our agriculture. Everybody, not everybody, but a large majority of people in the United States thinks food comes from Costco and the grocery stores. And it doesn't. It comes from farms. And as you know, my parents and my grandparents, my whole family has been in farming for 80 years. We specialize, we specialize in figs. And yeah, that's a desert, desert tree. And, at one time, when there was water, we were able to just flood them. We just flood the orchards. Now, of course, we can't do that because of water restrictions and drilling and pumps and, the expense of pulling water out of the ground in the aquifer and, all that technical stuff. But people don't realize how much technical involvement is in farming. It's labor intensive, there's technical, there's engineering, there's robotics, there's all kind of interesting things. And people, they just go and get their plum and their peaches and their pears and their nectarines and their strawberries. And they don't realize how much goes on in this. When I was a young child, I didn't know my dad because he was in farming. And he would, come to, he'd leave before I woke up to go to school, and he'd come home after I went to bed, So I would see him maybe on Sundays, on the seventh day, hi, Dad, who are you, and I don't.
Farming is a pet. Farming is a tough field.
Oh, it's
this is a tough field.
You've got Mother Nature thrown into that also with all the other, aspects. And people, they wonder why farmers are very good business people, because if you aren't a good business person, you're not going to be in business being a farmer.
Yes, yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, there's trucking, there's fuel, there's electricity, there's all kind of things. And I want to bring to light, what this is all about. And your side is a real neat thing, because we're involved in water shortages and you've been dealing with that forever, with the low quality, rain assumption. You don't have mountains to draw from. See, we have snow-covered mountains, that melts and comes down.
Yes.
You don't even have that.
No, yes, absolutely not.
Yeah.
Absolutely not.
Yeah. So what do you guys have? What, desalination plants? Is that correct?
So I missed your line. What are you asking?
Desalination plant.
So, Pat, it's great distortion from your side to my side.
Oh, I'm sorry.
So I can't hear you properly. Yes, that's the reason. So I'm just focusing.
Okay.
Concretely focusing on you. What are you asking?
Okay, let me try again. desalination plant.
Oh, good. Desalination plants.
There you go. There you go.
Yes.
Tell me about
So,
yours. Yes.
So there are, but right now, if someone, it's on the straight line, if someone want to work in the UAE and want to start the business, there are some different lines, because there are the different issues, like there are the salinity issues, there are the pH issues, the soil issues, the most of the desert sites, right? So it's absolutely the hot climate is there, and obviously one on the top is the water, the scarcity. So every businessman on my side, if someone asks me, I just want to tell that you want to start the business, you have to start the business with the hydroponics. This is the first one. You want to start the business with not only the hydroponics, on the other side, you also to control the MRLs. That's in UAE now in 2021, the Food and Agriculture Ministry announces that you have to be, your cultivation is supportive towards the organic. In 2021, the Ministry of Food and Agriculture, they signed the a bill in for the UAE. So very focused, if someone want to start the work in Dubai on the vertical farming or on the land cultivation, on the desert side, if we select the sites from the desert, there are the huge, we have to start with the dates, we have to start with the mangoes, we have to start with the grapes, the seedless grapes, and for the wine grapes, both are can be grown very progressively and very easily on the sites. Obviously, if we are progressing and we are moving towards for the specific agriculture, for the controlled agriculture, the controlled environment, then in the controlled environment, we also reduce the losing factors like the water issue, we can overcome here, the salinity issue, and the heat waves, the hot, humid climate, we can just overcome, and we can just probe it in the controlled agriculture.
Do you have any pest problems like locust?
Yes, there are. That's way this, because the last 10 years there are the massive agriculture, right? And the massive agriculture, the focus in the past decade from 2011 to 2020, every farmer is just focusing on the production side. They are using the fertilizers, the sprays, and within these 10 years, now the pest is resistant to the local climate, and your pests and insects now very resistible towards the chemical formulation you are using, because the farmers is not an educated farmer. It's just these are the Arabs. They have the money in their side, but they are not visiting the farms. They just hire the people and just the focus is just after a year, how much you get the profit. Nevertheless, what you are done, and how you destroy the climate is not there the interest. So there are now the aphid and the jacerts and the fruit flies, and there are the bugs from the mealybugs and the red weevils. Even the red weevil destroy the thousands of dates orchard.
Jeez.
As is one insect, and they are not focusing on it. They are just planting it again and again, and just moving the forward, and just not seeing the backside. So that's the problem is there. So that's why everyone is just focusing on the controlled agriculture. Everyone is just the focusing on the polytunnels, the plastic tunnels. They are using the plastic tunnels for the vegetable production. Yeah. Yes, they are using the greenhouses for the production, and then the focusing on the hydroponics. And this is the only way they can reduce the insects and pest ratios.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and that's another thing with farming. Insects, it's a big thing. You know?
It's absolutely, but it's because now they are granting the land on lease for the 99 years to the different groups. For the 99 years, the government is just focusing that you have to cultivate it because they have a huge around 2 lakh, around 20 million hectares they have there. The land is just, the barren land is there. Now the government is just focusing to have to cultivate it. What we want, you have to cultivate it. Yeah, and throw it.
Yeah, the government plays a big role here. We have this thing called the Environmental Protection Agency.
So in 2021, in January 2021, they decided it. Now they have initiated a department, the Food Safety Department, where in the Food Safety Department, they have developed the IPM wing, Insect Pest Management wing is there. They have to develop they have to develop the Food Security and Food Safety Department. Under the Food Safety and Food Security, they are ensuring the product is coming from the organic farming, and from the IPM side, they are just focusing on the insects and pest management.
Yes, the organics. Yes, yeah, we've been getting into a lot of health food now. You know, that's a big thing. You know, low pest control. You know, and all that. Now, you do a lot of dairy, correct? Dairy products?
Yes, there are. Now, one other is there the animal production, and they have the large animal herds. That's why I told you they are not focusing on the road grass. They're the different for the livestock purpose, to feed the livestock. And they are focusing the three different chapters. They are working on the poultry sector, right? And from the poultry, they can into the eggs and the chickens. They are on the meat production. Meat production is both for the mutton, for the goats, and for the cows, right? And the third is here the dairy products for the milk production. Right now, UAE and Dubai, around 70% product is coming from Kingdom of Saudi Arabia for the dairy purpose. To feed the daily requirement, they can importing the product from Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, because Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, they have a huge the dairy animal herds, and they are producing the thousands of liters milk on the daily basis, and they are exporting today. Now they are focusing on to develop their own herds for the milk production, and for the other associated cheese and other the purpose for the butter. And obviously, the prime objective is to get the milk.
Now, what got you into this? What got you interested in agriculture?
What are you asking?
What got you interested? Why did you
interest?
Yeah, interest. Yeah, interest.
So Pat, one thing is clear. In UAE and in Gulf states, in every field, you can get around 40%, 42, 43% the profit. Yes, it's never be less than 40% in any crop. If you are working on the open land cultivation, or you are working on the controlled agriculture, the profit ratio is never be the 40%. Because one thing, that's why this is not less than 40%, because all the product before this invention in the agriculture, sustainable agriculture, they're 100% product, and each product they are the importing. So now the government is facilitating, government announcing the different sites, and they are the supporting, and obviously the tax-free business sites are there. So that's the main reason you can get the profit. Government is supporting you to develop the agriculture lands and to feed the people of the Gulf states. That's the main reason. So that's why you are getting the profit, and that's why the world big companies now they are approaching towards Dubai and UAE and the Gulf states. That's the main reason.
That's interesting.
The labor is there. The labor is there. There is no problem for the electricity, and and you have a huge market, so where you can sell
Yes.
a single fruit even.
Yeah.
So there is not wastage. That's if you are producing the good product with the good quality, then you can click the industry, and you can climb the sky. Yes,
that's incredible. That's incredible. Yes. What is there anything else you'd like to say before we cut out here?
So, Pat, whenever you want to start the business, this is absolutely a great market. It's not for the Gulf states, the other countries like the Pakistan, the Bangladesh, the India, the Sri Lanka. They have you have buyers from that countries also. Like I belongs to Pakistan, and I know the big company they are getting the product from Dubai to feed the Pakistan, because in Pakistan the broccoli, even I can just share one example. In Pakistan there is none of a one broccoli herd is produced, a broccoli flower. So but the Pakistani market is about 100 million US dollars, the broccoli, for the broccoli, and all is coming from the Gulf states. So if someone is just working on the good crops, specific crops, definitely you can get the profit, and you have the buyers. You have the buyers from the local buyers from the Gulf states, and you have the buyers from the different countries as well. And obviously, if we are produced, if Pat is produced the organic, then it's absolutely you can get the profit. You can multiply the profit into the double.
The government does help you with machinery, correct?
Yes, it's absolutely. Yeah. Right now, Pat, the machinery is coming from the maximum machinery is coming from the Africa, right? And now because the European machinery is just the very expensive. Yes. Even the China is now playing a vital role to providing the machinery on the very cheap rates. And the government now just working with the Chinese government to if they can support it. Even in the recent 50 units, the hydroponics unit, Pat, is all coming from the China. Yes, all the units. Because the China's rates are very reasonable against the Germany and Italian plants and the Holland plants.
Interesting.
Right. So that's the reason is just the China's is just pushing through the machinery, and obviously and the rate is also the machinery's cost is low, and the logistics is also very low, because they just send the product from China to via using the Pakistani ports, and then the Jebel Ali. And you can get the product within 6 to 7 days from China to the Jebel Ali.
Okay.
The delivery time is also very low from the China side. The rates and so that's the reason China is now entering very aggressively in the market.
That's something new, and that's good to hear.
Oh yes, this is great. China is just China. In a one day, Pat, remember, in a one day, everywhere is China.
Is that right?
Everywhere is China. Is everywhere. In every product. In every product. I've just recently gone through an article. This is from some professor shared. UC Davis. My supervisor, my external supervisor is from the UC Davis. Right?
Ah, yes.
Yes.
I'm familiar with
UC
Davis.
Yes, it's the UC Davis. So he shared an article about the China's product sell into the American market. And astonishingly, I was shocked that at that time in 2017, 2018, the 42% Chinese product is sell out in America.
Wow.
42%.
Interesting.
So
that article is available. I could look up and find that article.
Yes, I can just check it in my email because I think he can share it with on the LinkedIn. Let me check it. If
when you have some time, send that over to me. I'd like to read
it. Definitely, I can share it with you.
And I'll include
China is everywhere. China is everywhere. China is now in America. China is now in Europe. China is now in Gulf states. So everywhere in China.
All righty. We're going to cut this off now. Hey, I've had a pleasure and I've learned a lot talking to you.
So I have also a pleasure.
What we'll do is this will probably come up in a couple of weeks. You'll be able to watch it. We'll send you a link and everything. And all the luck to you. And thank you very much. And you have a great night's sleep.
Oh, thank you, Pat. Whenever you need my help, I'm here for you.
I'll get a hold of you. Thanks, Muhammad.
Yes, absolutely.
Have a great day.
Thank you, Pat.
Bye-bye.
This is a nice talk. Have a nice day. Stay blessed. Bye-bye.
My name is Pat Simone, and thank you for watching.